you even begin to talk about it?
Who's going to see this? I can't say that I've never had good sex.
It's a hard topic.
I fear for the young people.
It's
Numerous.
everywhere.
If we're not teaching young people about sex and relationships, then pornography and the internet is where they're going to learn it.
But I mean, that's where else they're going to learn it.
Pornography is shaping sex and relationships in a historically unprecedented way.
I want to have hope. I'm going to say that I think it's achievable. It's just going to be difficult to get there.
Pornography has become the primary narrative about sex.
Pornography should be a subject that people are talking about because pornography use is widespread and because pornography is having an increasingly visible impact on our culture, on the ways in which men in particular, but also women, understand sex, do sex, and so on.
I'm very fortunate we're living in a different era to what our grandkids have to face.
Like, I vividly remember, like, grade 6 being like, oh, check out this website. You know? No, I'm not kidding. And that wasn't like a abnormal thing.
I didn't even know what porn was until like grade 10. Really?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, you people are girls.
There's certainly large numbers of boys and young men who've seen people having sex much earlier than they themselves have started doing anything sexual.
And they're gonna go, why wasn't it like how it was in the video?
Pornography is a spectacularly bad sex educator.
It's made to look good. It's not made to feel good.
It's not very good at teaching about consent, about respect, and certainly about intimacy. Most pornography shows sex divorced from intimacy.
I don't imagine there being emotional porn.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about.
One of the key problems here is that children and young people in general don't receive appropriate sexuality education.
It was sort of portrayed, I guess, when I was educated, that it was just for like making babies. It wasn't for pleasure.
They would never say it's for pleasure.
No. not
They
at
wouldn't.
all.
If you actually think about it, it's more
No.
like the safety kind of things.
I suppose it was a taboo subject.
How prepared were you when you got married?
No, I don't know that we were very well prepared, and something that we probably swept under the carpet as well.
You guys have kids now. When it came to them becoming teenagers and asking questions, having not received any kind of formal education yourself, how did you go about trying to explain this to your kids?
Things had progressed somewhat, but still not in the same way as they are today.
Do you think that the way that you were taught about sex fully prepared you?
No.
Definitely not.
Nah.
If we don't give children and young people sexuality education, we end up with children and young people who will have sex anyway, and when they do, they will do so unsafely, in riskier situations, and they're much more likely to end up pregnant, with sexually transmitted infection, or having been sexually assaulted or sexually assaulting someone else.
You know, with porn, it's usually just like, you know, just throw the bitch down, get in the bitch, and there's no communication. No, like, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like, get down, I'm going to fuck you. There's no communication. It's not like, oh, is this good? Oh, does this feel bad?
A very careful analysis of the top selling 50 DVDs in the US found that 88% of the scenes in those DVDs contained violence of some kind.
It is very aggressive, isn't it? It's like, hey,
Yeah.
you come in. I think that's probably a very bad first impression to have.
The problem isn't that sex is taboo these days. The problem is that how sex is understood is dangerous and unhealthy.
One side, which is, wow, look at this person getting drilled, you know, all this extremely hardcore stuff. And then you have the other side, which is, don't do it ever, it's bad, please don't, you'll get pregnant, die, no one will love you.
People are probably more scared today from like being told not to do it, and from watching the porn and seeing how, I guess, some looks scary, like that's way too aggressive, or
Yeah.
can I even do that?
Bonhoeffer said, the test of the morality of a society is what it does for its children.
That's a hard thing to hear.
I think what he says is true.
The test.
We as a generation, certainly, and then those who followed us, probably haven't done it so well.
I don't think that blaming the generation that came before me will help.
Well, I guess it is sort of up to us, up to you.
It's hard, but in a way it inspires change.
Even if it just like stopped now, there's still like, I don't know, probably have like years of content to go through. probably, you know, probably last you your whole life still. Like, there was a lot of people and there was a lot of porn.
There's got to be a way to change it. There's got to be a way to address it.
This is a society-wide problem and it needs society-wide solutions.
You're sort of trying to reshape society here. And that's not easy.
Someone's got to stand up.
If you love her, you let it show.